We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 or the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Los Angeles Chargers. Here now to get us started is Logan Cook, and we are underway in Southern California. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Herbert to throw right away. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. The throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now Herbert off the bootleg. He finds his man, complete. It's Kramer. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. The slot man in motion right. They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. The Chargers had 5 and 8, 3 games under 500. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here, and it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
From the 41, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Throwing on 2nd and 3, Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity? A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. He stiff arms him.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Lawrence. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Rashawn Gary racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you got...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Herbert just beat the play clock. He's got a man complete past the 20 and all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you want the final metric on his top speed, and trust me, you do, Next Gen Stats says he hit 22.4 miles an hour. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Right back to him on first down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Here we go.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And down inside the 40 to about the 38.
56 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Three yards remain for 2nd down. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Lawrence on 3rd down. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 18. A 3rd down gain of 19. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Slot man moves right. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Lawrence.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a 2nd half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
DK Metcalf
with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year.
And the Jaguars' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted.
And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
But these are the situations that really test a defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll be close to a 1st down at the Chargers' 23.
76 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Here we go. Set.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a short gain here down to the 22.
1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
Here we go. Any weapons? Rock it.
Here we go on 4th down. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game.
On Herbert, his third interception. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week you got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
Well, Charles, I think you'd have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had to settle for 3.
Yeah, the beautiful part is you start so close to the end zone that your thought process on offense has to loosen up a little bit, because you're thinking to yourself, you're almost guaranteed 3. Let's take some good shots at the end zone and try and turn it into 6.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7.
Lawrence will throw.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Touchdown, Jaguars! A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Jaguars take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short.
And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Andre Cisco. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over. That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Play action. It's Lawrence.
There goes a deep ball. End zone. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. DK Metcalf. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Jags get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll go down at the 2-yard line. What a disaster there.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Oh, and this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Well, that gives him a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's Kramer.
And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Jags are going to take possession of the football.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Now Lawrence.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now a handoff looking right. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there.
His 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Now this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
The slot man in motion right. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Throwing again on second down. Herbert is going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Herbert on first down now. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
To throw again on second down. Herbert firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Chargers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is down to 24. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Going up top. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Rashad Bateman, 79 yards. And the Jaguars are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty... And now that lead even more so. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Let's go now.
The Charger drive about to get going. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Herbert now. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And now here is another interception. It's Bubba Bolden who picks it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 103 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Catch is made by Metcalf.
And he is going to have the Jaguars first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25.
The Charger drive about to get going. We're facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he whips that one incomplete there.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that's incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And the slot man goes in motion left. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready. Five.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he will find his big tight end over the middle.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
61, match box, right.
On play action, Lawrence.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Ready, break.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Now Lawrence.
His throw incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their 1st timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Slot man moves right. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Back to the air. Herbert on second down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination